Hi folks. So, I put a post up on my timeline about getting ready for the new year and the sort of New Year's resolutions that you could make. So, the first one that I put up is, what do you want to achieve? Now, to my mind, you can think of this in three different ways. You can think of it as your physical health. Do you want to be the bionic? Do you remember the Bionic Man? Fitter, faster, stronger. So you can think along those lines. You could also think about your spiritual or emotional health. Do you want to overcome depression? Do you want to get better that way? Do you want to be more positive? So again, think about that sort of thing. Think about self-development. You may believe in a God, and maybe you need to do more on that side of things. So there's another one. And then the third is financial. Do you want to attract more into your life? Do you want more money? Do you want more holidays? Do you want a bigger house or a smaller house even? Do you want a nicer car? Do you want some nicer clothes, etc.? So those are the things that you can sort of think about to about setting your New Year's resolution. If it's along those lines, then it's something to focus on and something that you can measure. The other thing to consider then is, who has done what you want to do? So if you want to get healthier, maybe you could get in touch with me, because I've got healthier. I've overcome breaking my back. Whoops. Sorry, my phone's falling over. I've overcome breaking my back in 9 places. And having been told that I wouldn't walk again, or wouldn't work again, I do walk. And as you saw yesterday, if you look on yesterday's live, I walked up a bloody steep hill up to a castle on the top of it. Mind you, I'm suffering today. So, who has done what you want to do, and can you copy that? Now, again, based on the 3 categories, find somebody. It doesn't have to be somebody you know. It can be somebody off YouTube. It can be a famous person. It can be anything. Just go and find that. See what they did and apply it to your own life. The next one is, who are the people you're hanging around with? Right? So who are the 5 people that you hang around with most? Right? Because I'll tell you now, if those 5 people are negative people, you yourself will become negative. Think about when we were kids or younger, and our parents didn't like us hanging out with Joe Bloggs because we always got into trouble. The same is true as we get older. We start being more of the people that we're hanging around with. So if we're in the pub every night of the week, we hang around with other people who are in the pub every night of the week, because that is what we do. We understand each other. If, however, 5 of the people that you hang around with work very hard, are entrepreneurial, then you'll start to pick up ideas. You'll start to realise, I've got a load of stuff here that I could sell on eBay or one of the other sales sites. And it'll give you ideas of how to live your life and get more from your life. If the 5 people are spiritual, you'll start doing more of what they're doing because you want to be around them, because you like them. So look at that close circle of friends that you've got and make sure that they are feeding you the right information that's going to keep you positive. Okay? The fourth point I put down is blueprints. So what do I mean by that? Okay, a blueprint is how we were brought up. In what way were we brought up to believe certain things about how our life will pan out? So, as I've said frequently, I was brought up in a very rough background of being beaten. I was a child runaway and I left school with no qualifications, etc., etc. So my blueprint was to be, I suppose, a bit of a fighter, a bit of a drinker. I was going to be the same. I was going to have children and beat them up because classically that's what happens, and move from one disaster to the other. But I decided that wasn't the blueprint I was going to follow. I was going to follow a deeper blueprint that I knew I had inside me, and that blueprint was to say, you know what? Stuff you telling me that I can't do something. I'm telling you now that I can do it. So I did. I followed that blueprint, and having left school with 0 qualifications, I've now got a master's degree. I was a lecturer. So you don't have to follow the blueprint that you've been given in life. You can change that and move it to one side and find the deeper core within you and nourish that to get where you want to. The last thing to have is, what did I call it? A running mate or an accountability buddy. So the running mate is for my American friends, or an accountability buddy. What that will do is you can go to that person and say, will you hold me accountable for what I want to achieve next year? So again, based on the 3 subjects that we've hit on, if it's losing weight, find somebody else who wants to lose weight and admit to them where you went wrong. Or if it's health, admit to them that you had too much alcohol like I did last night. Or whatever it may be, it's being accountable to a certain person that will help you achieve your goals. Generally, when I was working out, I would have a training partner, and that's an accountability buddy. So I'm down in the gym. If he didn't feel like coming, he'd phone me up and say, oh, I'm not in the mood. I'd say, come on, we're going to the gym. Or if I was still sore from a previous session, I might try and, I'm not really in the mood tonight. And they'll say, no, come on, we need to do it. So that is an accountability buddy. Somebody that you don't want to let down, because generally speaking, we will let ourselves down if we get the opportunity. So you can have accountability buddies in all walks of life. You can have a business accountability buddy. Someone that you can say, I did my 90 days, as I spoke about previously. I did my no matter what today. That's great. There's no point in lying in any of this. If you start lying, the only person you're lying to is yourself. So set some goals for next year's. I went through years of not setting New Year's resolutions. Why? Because I couldn't be bothered. I was happy where I was. I was in a miserable marriage. I was miserable. She was miserable. And it was better the devil, And you know what? I could have stayed there. And she used to criticise me for wanting more. for not being satisfied. Well, no, I wasn't satisfied because I was nowhere near the potential that I could be, and certainly nowhere near where I am now. And I'm still nowhere near my full potential. So I've lost my thread a little bit. But that's it. So set yourself a New Year's resolution. Not setting a New Year's resolution is just carrying on doing what you want to do, doing the same thing last year as you will next year. That doesn't get you anywhere in life, really. So set yourself a challenge. Challenges bring us alive. It's what we live for. We live for a challenge. How many of us watch sports on a weekly basis? That's a challenge. We're hoping that 11 guys on a pitch, I'm talking football or soccer for my American friends, 11 guys on a pitch, we're watching them achieve their goals, but we're not achieving them ourselves. What's that about? When you start thinking about it, that doesn't make sense. We get really worked up. We follow what they're doing, reading the back pages of the paper every day to make sure that they're doing all right, and the match that's coming up, we've got a good chance of winning. But we don't do that to ourselves. Why are we more excited about a football team, about 11 blokes we've never met? Why are we so excited about what they do? Yeah, sure, you can still follow them and you can still watch your TV programmes that you live for every week, and Dancing on Ice just finished last night, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't get it out of context to what the importance of your life should be. So put as much enthusiasm into achieving your goals as you do to strangers achieving theirs. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll speak to you again tomorrow, and it's goodbye for now. I'm going to play my guitar, playing my practice songs, not my practice songs, I'm practicing my songs. Okay, bye.